Here we go.
Christian here with Cheap Beat Up Elvis Vinyl. Got a couple of pretty nice little pickups. First one here, my future ex-wife was at some little garage sale, flea market, coffee stand, I don't know. But anyway, she picked up this one from 1971. One of the red labels. I like the red labels, as we've discussed many times here. They didn't come with picture sleeves, so when you get the red label, you're finished. I think I got a lot of them now. I certainly don't have all of them, but it's interesting. She picked up one for $1, and it was one I didn't have. So that was, thank you, darling. And then she picked up these two little critters. These little calendars, one from 78, one from 79. Did a little research on it. It seems like these were sent out to the Elvis Presley fan club members and sometimes put in record stores. Just little giveaways. How great is that? She's just had a little thing and the guy's got some of these, $1 a piece. So, there you go. Now I'm wondering, I think that might be the Colonel red there. Yep. There's Priscilla. And Elvis was kind enough to sign this one. And he was always sincere. Sincerely, Elvis. It's a pretty cool little suit there Elvis has got on. Next up, went back to my favorite little local record store. Retro music. Well, guess what? Got a new owner. And he expanded it a little bit. So now he's still got all the great records on one side, but on the other side, now they added, and they have clothing. And now it is called Black Flower Apparel and Records in beautiful downtown Covington, Louisiana. Went down there. Was hanging out with my buddy Johnny. We had a great day. It was fun. He bought a great old Bob Dylan poster. And you know, Dylan loved Elvis. Made one of the best quotes ever about Elvis. He said, first time he heard Elvis, it was like getting out of jail. And he also said, when he first heard Elvis Presley, he knew that he wasn't going to work for anyone and no one was going to be his boss. Pretty powerful quotes there from Bob Dylan. So we went on down to Black Flower and let's see what we got. Well, looks like we got us some good Elvis stuff here at Black Flower Apparel and Records. Used to be called Retro Music. How Great Thou Art, one of Elvis's sacred albums. Very nice. Elvis's Golden Records. Remember the early ones had a little bluish tint up in here. So this is a repress, but it's still one of those bouncy stereo ones. I think I already have that one. Got a few copies of this one. Never Walk Alone, Pickwick. Feels like a Dynaflex. And here, my friend, is the most beautiful woman in the world. Miss Dolly Parton. Best little Dolly Parton in Texas right there. One of my all-time favorite movies, Manhattan. Fantastic. Great shape. I might have to get this just because the movie was so great. Beautiful. All right, here's Elvis. Something for everybody. This is the mono. I like it. Now you see on the back here, when they advertise the other stuff, that's the things I like. So I brought my copy so I could compare and contrast. Look at that. It's a variation from mine. So this one's gonna go home with me. Now here's another Elvis Blue Hawaii. I just picked up one like this with this RCA on it. It's in good shape. monaural, and it's got the beautiful red and black type on it. That's nice. I might pick that up anyway. This, I just love this Christmas album. There's an old one here. Mono. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, this has got one of the old RCA sleeves. World's greatest artists are on RCA. That's some of their early sleeves. And this one, Dog on Top, 33 1/3 right there. I might pick this one up. Hey, look at this. Another Elvis Golden Records. Let's see what this one is. Looks like it's got a different sleeve. Yep, see, it's got one of those early RCA sleeves on it. Let's see here. It's got the crazy stereo on it. Dog on Top. Party. A couple of copies of Elvis' Wonderful World of Christmas. Same one. Orange. Orange. And the last one, Elvis Volume 3 Golden Records. It's the one that has the little tape on it here. All the 70s Elvis inner sleeve. Yeah, you see, that's like a 70s. This would have been probably after he passed. So some pretty good records here. I'm going to decide which ones I want, and I'll let you know when we get back to the Bat Cave. Had a good time down at Black Flower. They always play interesting music there. A lot of old 60s garage rock. Now, you know, when you're collecting Elvis stuff, when I first started collecting, I just said, hey, I'll get some Elvis records. I didn't realize all the different little variations that they would have. The different, you got mono, stereo, slightly different front covers, but the back covers, they varied. Then you've got the different actual labels on the records, the early RCAs in the 50s and 60s. Then you had the orange labels, the tan labels, then back to the black, dog on top, dog near top, dog on side, dog rolls over, dog fetches, a lot of different stuff. So anyway, one of the cool ones that I got, this is a repress of Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3. This one came out in 77. The original came out earlier than that, but this is when they repressed them in 77. One of the quick ways you can tell is it's got the new RCA logo over here. Over here it has Victor. But the back is the same. But they were, at that time, changing the catalog numbers. See, they still had the LSP up there. But when they decided to change them to AFL 1s, some of them were printed with AFL 1s, but some of them they just took the old LSPs and they put this little sticker over it. You see that? And so it's got that new catalog sticker on it for the AFL 1-2765, replaces LSP 2765. Now I checked the record itself and it still has LSP on it. So that was the variation that we're talking about, these different variations, because let me show you the other ones that I had. I had this one that came out in, let's see, hold on, in October of 64. See, the cover is pretty much the same, but they just drop down the the picture and put the type up here. See, the picture goes all the way to the bottom. On this one here, you had this is the old mono, LPM was down here. So what they did is, you see, they just dropped the picture down and put the new lettering up here. Oh, they also, if you notice, see, this has the RCA 70s logo. This still has the old His Master's Voice logo on it. And this one, the one from '64, has this beautiful inner sleeve with the red and black ink. Shows all the EPs over here, all the singles here, all the LPs here. I think those are really cool. When I see them, I try and get them. Also, this one had special added bonus, a phone number up here, 254-1463. I'm not sure if it was Elvis's phone number. I called it. I just got a machine. It said Elvis isn't here right now. So maybe it was Elvis's. Now here is also another variation. This was from '63. And you see, it's the stereo. Whereas this one was the mono. And you see, they put the mono and the catalog number at the bottom. Then for the stereo, all they did was drop the picture down and add the stereo up here. See that? It's a clever way of reusing the same artwork and maybe plates. We'll talk about that a little more in the future, because I found some interesting stuff on that. And now this one has a blue and white insert, and now they're starting with 8 tracks. They call them stereo 8s. But here's all of Elvis's 8 tracks here, and here's some twin pack stereos where they would put 2 albums on one 8 track. And then this side is albums. So you notice that earlier one, the red and white one, had LPs on one side. So the blue one has LPs on one side, different LPs, because by now more were released. And it has 8 tracks over here, whereas this one has EPs and 45s. So those are the slight little variations which make it kind of interesting, because when I was at Black Flower, I ended up getting 4 Elvis records, and 2 of them I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew I had them, but I didn't know if that was a variation that I didn't have. So I'm going to have to come up with a better way of, and not just relying on my memory. As it turned out, all 4 that I bought were slight variations, so it worked out okay. Well, this next one that I bought wasn't a variation. This was the Elvis Christmas album. This is the one I had. It's got a lot of water damage on it. A lot of stuff down here gets water damage from hurricanes and floods. So this was my copy of this, but I really liked it. And it's fine, but it was damaged. Well, I found another one, just like it, same exact thing, except it's in a lot better shape. And it was just a few bucks. So I got it. I certainly won't get rid of this one. But now I've got one that's in better shape. And those came out, I think, in November of '58. Next one I got is Something for Everybody. Already had a copy of it, but it looked a little different. So I picked up this copy. Cover's same, but this looked different to me. So let's see the different one that I got. This is the one I had. This is the one I got. Cover's the same. But here's the back of the new one that I got, and here's the back of the old one. Very different. This one has the two compact 33s on it, and compact 33 singles, which was a little thing that they were doing. This one was an EP, and this one was just a single. It was Wild in the Country and I Feel So Bad. And you see up here, they have a photo from Wild in the Country. Whereas this was a later pressing of it. Now the difference with the back of this one is, where it had on the other one, on the older one, a picture of Wild in the Country here. This one is promoting what was the latest movie then, which was Viva Las Vegas, and this is the Viva Las Vegas EP. And then it's promoting the Elvis Christmas album and His Hand in Mine. Now this one came out, this is a repress. The original came out in '61. This one came out in '64. And you see Shannon bought this one in May of '66. I've got a few of her records. Shannon Millette Lemaine. Something that I thought was really unique on this one. Instead of side 1 and side 2, it says side 1, the ballad side, and side 2, the rhythm side. And it's featuring I Slipped, I Stumbled, I Fell, from the Wild in the Country movie. This one also had the red interior, red and black interior. And you see Shannon sign that one also. And she always puts the date that she gets it. There it is, May of '66 is when she got this. And we finished it up with, I think I've said enough on this. So when you're collecting these Elvis records, you're going to run into a lot of situations like we just went over. The slight variations. Maybe you don't even care about that. You might just want, now some people just collect, for the early ones, just the monos. Once they start repressing in stereo, they don't collect that. Or they'll just collect the first pressings. Or they just collect one of each. I mean, the ones that I get are so cheap and beat up, it doesn't really matter. If I end up getting a double of one, so what? Now I got an Elvis record, I can give it to somebody. It's fun. Get out there, grab yourself a handful of them. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. If you hated it, like and subscribe. And once again, had lots of presidents in this country. Lots of governors, lots of mayors, but we only had one king, baby. Thank you, Elvis. Okay, fine.